Hello and welcome to today's speed build. If you're new here, thank you so much for joining us, and if not, then welcome back. So today we are building in the world of Gibbi Point, which is the world that we just got with the new expansion pack Adventure Awaits. And this is my first time building in this world, so I am extremely excited to share this with you all. And as you can probably tell from the title, the thumbnail, and also just me building, we are building a campground. Now, I had a little story to go along with this and kind of just to explain the build in a little bit more detail. So my idea was that it's like an autumn tradition. So it's a campground for a small school that visits every year to celebrate Halloween. And the teachers bring the students out here for like a weekend away in the woods. I was thinking maybe like a Friday to Sunday kind of thing. They carve pumpkins, they tell ghost stories around the campfire, which I end up building relatively soon. And I was thinking on the last night, maybe they have like a big like costume contest, something like that. I just thought that was so sweet. I wanted the whole place to feel very nostalgic and like something the kids really look forward to all year round. So if you're like me and you love everything about the autumn season, the colours, the campfires, all of it, please make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the rest of my awesome builds this year, because this year I have been really leaning into the autumnal vibes, and although I have always loved autumn and I did definitely upload a good amount of autumnal builds last year, I don't know, this year's been different. I have kind of almost exclusively been doing autumn builds, which I do apologize for because I realize not everyone is gonna, like that theme, and people are definitely gonna be just wanting kind of their normal builds, but I don't know, something has just struck a chord in me and I'm like, I need to get these videos out. So yeah, I apologize, but I really hope you are enjoying them. Speaking of which, I do have a legacy out at the moment, and staying on point of that kind of autumnal vibe, it is my Changing Leaves legacy, which is a original series that I've made up. And yeah, it kind of is themed around autumn and winter, and yeah, it's just a very cozy vibe. So if you do want to check that out on my channel, then please feel free. But yeah, anyway, let's talk a little bit about what we are building just now. So as you can see, I had started with the 3 little lodges in the corner there, and they are for the students. So the kids that come here, of course, they're taken here by their teachers, and they stay in these little cabins. So that's just exclusively for the kids. They do share rooms. There's like multiple beds in the same bedrooms. Just because I figured that was pretty realistic. I used to go to like campsites and things when I was younger. I was in the Girl Guides. I don't know if it's called that like universally, but in the UK it's called the Girl Guides, and we would go and we would stay, sometimes in tents, sometimes in cabins, and yeah, we always shared rooms. So yeah, I thought that was pretty realistic. I was just going off what I kind of know, and yeah, each cabin is decorated separately, so you will see them all getting decorated individually. But yeah, they are our main ones, and that's kind of why I had the idea of like a small school visit in here, because although they do share rooms and there is like quite a lot of space, don't get me wrong, it's still not enough for there to be like a full 20 kids, like a typical classroom. So I did think the idea of it being more of a smaller school made a bit more sense. Now the other building that we started work on, the kind of big one on the right side, on the left side. not a good start. On the left side, that is for not only the teachers, which they have a bedroom on the top floor, but this is also where the kind of like hub is for everyone. So on the bottom floor, there's like a big games room that is also a little pub. It's like a living room with lots of games. They've got a foosball table, they've got a table tennis table, they've got like a TV and a fireplace, and all this kind of cozy stuff. And then in there, we also end up having a medical bay. So, if anyone does get hurt, there is a medical bay where they can go, and there is like a nurse in there, or like a doctor of some kind. And then on top of that, there's also a gym in there as well. And I think there's also like a little trophy room, just because I figured, I don't know, it made sense. It's very like school related. So I don't know, I thought that made a little bit of sense. But anyway, we also on the right side have built like a little tent kind of structure. So that ends up being the archery tent, the archery tent. I don't know like another name to call it, but it's like it was a new thing that we got with this new pack. We can now make buildings look like tents, which is so cool, by the way. So I thought it would be cool to put the archery in there, which now that I'm thinking about it, not a great idea, because imagine like the arrow goes through the tent, but hopefully everyone has some really good aim and that doesn't happen. But I thought that was cute, and I think in the game it shouldn't be an issue, so hopefully we're all good. But yeah, I thought that was really nice, so that's what we end up having. And then of course I've built that pond down at the bottom, and I have put some kayaks. Apparently they can use kayaks in like any body of water, I think, as long as it's big enough. So I thought that was quite nice as well. It means they can use those. And then we've got a small little pond that I'm building just now, and this ends up just being so I could put a bridge here, which sounds silly, but I don't know, I just really wanted that in this build. Now in the top corner you can see I've got this kind of like circle of terrain paint. That is where I end up putting the playground, because as you've probably seen with this new pack, we now have modular playgrounds, which is so cool. I mean, for the longest time I have been wanting slides, and I know that we got a slide with the treehouse, yeah, with the treehouse from Growing Together, and then we also like have the little toddler slide. But I just wanted to be able to place a slide, like a normal standard metal slide, and now we can, and I love it. I think it's amazing. I think that it was such a good idea, and yeah, we finally have that. So I'm really excited to kind of play about with it a little bit more, like the modular playground, just because in this build I did, of course, dive into that just a little bit, but I definitely didn't explore it to its fullest potential, so I don't know what kind of cool things you can do with it just yet. So I'm really excited to, play around with it a little bit more and see if there's anything kind of different you can do with it. But yeah, as I said at the beginning, this campground is supposed to be Halloween themed. Now, I really like the idea of that. I thought it was really, really fun. So I placed a lot of pumpkins around the place. We end up having lanterns. We end up having fall leaves. We end up having like the little bowls of candy. We end up having the autumn leaf stickers. We end up having the little, cards, things like this. Just cute little things. I also added a like Halloween stand next to the campfire. I think I added like quite a bit later on, but yeah, there was just so many things that I wanted to include that I managed to kind of just yeah, have it turn out the way I was expecting. And yeah, I don't know. I'm really happy with how it turned out. So at the moment we are just sorting out the landscaping. I added a lot of terrain paint and trees and bushes. I just wanted it to feel like it was in the middle of a forest, because typically places like this are. They're just kind of plopped down in the middle of a forest. And yeah, I don't know, that's just where they happen to be, which makes sense because it's, it's like a cabin in the woods. It makes the most sense that it would actually be in the woods, in the forest. So anyway, we are now doing the playground, and I worried that the space was too small, but I actually think it fit it really, really nicely. I did make the slides red. I feel like it was maybe a bold choice, but I don't know. I really like how it looked. I think it brought a little pop of color that I was a little bit scared about, because I had a feeling that this place looked a little bit too brown or a little bit too boring or neutral. Yeah, I worried that it took away from it, kind of being designed more towards children. And yeah, when I did the playground and I made it nice and like red with the slides, I really liked how it looked. I thought it really added that pop of color that it needed. So yeah, that along with the pumpkins, I just thought was perfect. And yeah, here's the little like archery space. This is just so cool. Like, I can't get over this. I honestly am super impressed with this, because it was not something that I thought of. Like, I've never kind of been like, oh, I wish we had a kind of canvas looking wallpaper, but now that we have it, I'm like, this is great. This works so well, especially these curtains. Like, they make it feel all the more realistic. They just, I don't know, it feels like they really, really thought it out, and I'm super happy with it. I really like how it looks. And now I'm going to be completely transparent with you all. This was not my first attempt at building a campground. So I have got my cat next to me right now. So if you do hear some like purring or anything like that, it is him. It's not me, believe it or not. It is actually my cat George. But anyway, yeah. This was not my first attempt at trying to build a camp. This was my like third attempt, and I don't quite know the reason, but I tried both times in Gibbi Point, but not on this lot. So one of them was on the other 64 by 64 lot, and then one of them was on one of the lots with like the sea. But I don't know, I just couldn't make it work. I tried and it just wasn't happening. Like, it looked fine, but it didn't look like what I wanted it to look like. It didn't look like this. And this attempt, this again, as I said, this is like my third attempt. And this is when I was like, you know what? I really like how this looks. I started to really like it, and I was trying to add as much as I could to it. Like, at the moment, you can see I'm adding just a bunch of stuff. I was trying to add as much as possible because I wanted to make sure that I really, really did like it before I got too invested. Because I think I spent like a full day decorating the other one, the other like attempt that I had, and then yeah, I just was like, I don't like it. And it was a shame, but I'm glad that I finally was able to kind of come up with this and be like happy with one of them. So yeah, I am just glad that this one turned out the way it did. But yeah, definitely not my first attempt. So if you're ever sitting there and you're thinking, oh, my build doesn't turn out great, like, and you're feeling bad about it, this is to just let you know that I don't think anyone builds something perfect first go. I think, sometimes it does take a few attempts, and that's completely fine. But yeah, that is also why this place came together so easily, because I'd already done certain things before, so I was just kind of doing it again, but better. But anyway, we have created some extra things. Now you can see I've got like an extra little unit down here. Now this actually ends up being the cafeteria. I figured they're gonna need a place to eat, they're gonna need a place to go and get food in the morning, get breakfast, get lunch, get dinner. They probably do have certain meals outside, like they might, I don't know. Well, when I was in Girl Guiding, we used to make hot dogs. I don't know, that sounds so lame, but like, we were not very good at cooking, so it was like we had hot dogs. Oh, also, like, we were children, but we had hot dogs or we had pot noodles. So yeah, I feel like that's maybe what these kids might have some nights, and they'll probably like roast marshmallows and stuff. But I think they probably are given actual meals at the cafeteria, because it's not very healthy for kids to like just eat a pot noodle. So yeah, I thought that made sense. Hopefully it does. But here I am trying to work out what to do with this building, and let me just be honest, I really struggled with this. I did not know what to do for the life of me. I'm adding windows here. I end up taking them away. I added these little like trellis things, and again, I ended up taking them away. I just really struggled with this building, sorry. I did end up eventually kind of settling something that I liked, but it took a while, so I did cut a lot of that footage out. I hope that's all right. But yeah, I was gonna add these chimneys and then I didn't really like them, so I ended up putting little flags on top of the lodges, and then I ended up putting these like little, I don't know what they're called, shutters, I don't know, I don't know, should we go with that? Shutters on top of this roof, which I thought looked pretty good. It looked not bad, so I kept them there. But yeah, the windows that I end up going with, you can see them here, they're okay, they don't look bad, but I don't know. It's not my favourite thing in the world. If I could redo one thing, I think it would be this house, like this building. Now the inside, I really like the inside, but I don't know, the exterior just to me is not the best. And I feel like that's okay, like you're gonna have builds and not everything's gonna look perfect. And I really like the lodges, I really like everything else in this build. It's just that one building I'm not the biggest fan of, but honestly, I don't think it's the worst thing. So if you want to like renovate it, please feel free. I do not mind. But yeah, I just thought I'd mention it and be honest with you. But here we end up doing a little stand. So I thought this was super cute. We've just got some cute little Halloween decor going on. I thought this was the sweetest little thing. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like I've never done a Halloween festival themed build, so this really let me lean into that as much as I wanted to. Oh, and the little lemonade stand, I thought that was so cute. But yeah, we are now moving on to the interior, and I'm so glad because we are like almost 20 minutes into this build, so it's about time. Also, I don't even think I've mentioned, but yeah, this is a super long video, so I really hope you have a snack or a drink or just something, a nice hot drink maybe, and you're settled and you're chilling, or I don't know, cleaning, or I don't know, doing something. Because yeah, as I say, it is a long one. And if you've actually made it this far, thank you so much. Please feel free to subscribe and hit that like button because it lets me know that you guys are liking the content. But we have moved on to the interior of the first lodge. Now, this was me getting my bearings, kind of trying to figure out, okay, what are we going for? What's the style? Like, what's going on? I genuinely really like this first cabin. I like all of them, but this one, it was my first time looking at a lot of the objects that we got, a lot of the items for specifically interiors. So I don't know, I really enjoyed this one. I feel like I felt very excited to decorate, and I did definitely use a lot of the new pack. I was pairing the new pack with Outdoor Retreat. I feel like that makes the most sense, you know, it's a camping pack. And I'm trying to think any other packs that I really used a lot of. I used quite a bit of no, maybe I didn't. I was gonna say I used a lot of Grown Together, but I don't actually think I did. I used a little bit of Love Struck, a little bit of Grown Together, but my main one was definitely the new pack, of course. Oh, Horse Ranch, actually. I think I did use quite a bit of Horse Ranch. But yeah, I feel like it fit into that kind of rustic theme, so I thought that went pretty well. I do end up swapping out that lamp that I just placed with one of the new ones. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with the new items. I really like them. This is the sofa and chairs that we got. And then also this is the table that we got. We also got this little cute like coffee tray. Yeah, there's a lot of really cute items. This as well, this is from the new pack. So many things. I am realizing like how long this video is gonna be because it makes sense. Okay, I build I furnish, sorry, like these 3 units. Then I furnish the like big main place, the big main like house. And then I furnish, of course, like the archery area and then the cafeteria. Not in that order, by the way, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff. So I'm I'm hoping that it isn't like too much, but I didn't want to cut anything out. I didn't want to like cut out the other cabins because I still really like them. Like I think that even though it's a similar idea, they all turned out very different, and I can imagine like maybe there's like rivalries between the different cabins. So like obviously there's groups of them. I think in this cabin we have 2 kids, and then in the cabin next door there's 4, and then in the next one there's another 2. So maybe like the ones that are in twos, like maybe they team up or something and they make their own little group of 4, something like this. I don't know, I thought that was cute. I also feel like each cabin has a different name. Like I had in mind that there was maybe the first cabin was maybe they had a name like, you know the the Foxies or something like this. And I was thinking that maybe they're very like mischievous, kind of like the tricksters. I don't know, they're just a little bit mischievous. They like to make a mess in the cafeteria. They're actually really clever as well. Um, but yeah, they're just really annoying. I feel like they always win like the scavenger hunts and things like this. And then I was thinking maybe the middle one, maybe they're like the owls, and so they like to stay up at night and like make sure no one's coming into their cabin and playing tricks, such as the foxes, because I don't know if anyone's ever seen Parent Trap, but that is quite literally what happens. Like they really needed a lookout. So I thought that was kind of fun. And I was thinking that maybe they're the ones that write the ghost stories, like the owls. They stay up and they write ghost stories, and they are the ones that tell them around the campfire to like all the other groups. And yeah, I think that they also like to use like the telescope and look for things. I don't know, I just think that they are that kind of vibe. And then for the last group, I was thinking maybe they are like the bears, and they are very like sweet, and they like to kind of keep to themselves. They like to just be cozy and just listen to the radio. They help everyone to like clean up, so they help the cafeteria staff with cleaning up after everyone's meals and also building the bonfires, things like this. And I think that maybe if there's like ever a storm or anything, people like to be in cabin bear's cabin because they're really nice. And yeah, I don't know, I just feel like that's kind of it was just a fun idea that they all have a little bit of a different vibe. And yeah, of course they're all friends at the end of the day, like they're all such good friends, but like they have their little cliques in a cute way. But anyway, here we are doing this is the first bedroom that we built. So this is for the foxes, and they originally I was gonna pop this little dresser in, but I actually liked the idea of them having like little trunks at the end of their bed, so they end up having that very kind of Harry Potter esque. I thought that was very cute. Um, so I end up doing that, and I do think I end up switching out a lot of these overhead lights for the ones that we got in the pack. The only issue with the ones in the pack is they are not super bright, but I feel like that's very realistic. Like cabins are not that bright, and for rooms where it was just far too dark, I put one of these lights underneath it and just kind of hid it anyway. So yeah, it worked out pretty well. I was really happy with that. But they've got a little desk in here. I think I tried to add a desk for all of the bedrooms just to make it fair and realistic. They don't have like a computer or anything like that. It's just a little desk where they can like do stuff. I think I put like a butterfly nest or a butterfly oh, I don't know what the name of it is. Like, I think it's like an enclosure maybe on one of the desks. For this one, we've got a little lamp. I'm trying to think what else I add to this one. You know, I only furnished this like yesterday and I cannot remember. I've actually spent this whole day today furnishing. So this video was supposed to go out today, but it took me so long to furnish. It's now 10 at night and I'm doing this voiceover. Good job I'm starting at 10 tomorrow at work, so I'm not going to be too tired. But yeah, I've spent this whole day just building. I was also trying to get another video done in the meantime as well, so yeah, I'm sorry if this video is a little bit delayed. Actually, that's something I wanted to talk about a little bit. My schedule. So for a while I was uploading every Saturday and that worked really well. I really liked that. But my issue was that when it came to this like autumn season, I really wanted to upload a lot more frequently. So recently I've been trying to upload every few days, and I know that that's not very consistent because that's not a plan. Like, it's not like I'm uploading on Thursdays, Saturdays and Mondays. Like, it's just kind of random. And yeah, I know that that's a little bit annoying, so I really want to get a schedule in place, but that's something that at the moment I'm just struggling a little bit with because I'm doing so many projects. But I believe this build should be out on a Friday, if I'm not mistaken. I hope that it is out on a Friday. That's what I'm aiming for. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just trying my best to do what I can and get things out when I can. But I really need a schedule. I really need one. So I'm going to try my best to come up with one. So just in case you're wondering, like, when is the best time to look for a video? I don't know. But I'm trying, okay? But I promise. Also, something I wanted to mention, you can see I'm like decorating this room. You know those little like paintings on the wall and they're birds, right? That's the feathers. Like, you know when you see the feathers in Debug? I was just going to put like some feathers down because I thought it made sense, but then it came out with a little picture frame and I thought that was the cutest thing ever. So they actually have pictures of birds all over their room. They're the only cabin that has that, which makes sense because they're foxes, right? Do foxes catch birds? I don't actually know if they do, but anyway, it makes sense, okay? But yeah, I thought that was super cute. So they've just got a bunch of those. And then we also have some like school stuff in there as well, like the pom-poms and the little badges and things from the different clubs that there is. But yeah, I thought that was super sweet. And then we do the bathroom. I think this is the only bathroom that I show, just because I wanted to show at least one of them. And as you can see, we're placing some hot tubs because, I mean, we got new hot tubs with this pack. And I think that was so good. Such a good idea because the hot tubs we had, I'm not gonna lie, they were not great. So this is amazing. I'm so glad that we now have some that are just kind of normal and basic and they work really nicely. Actually, I was thinking about like items that I personally think we need more of, and now I can't remember what I had in mind. And I'm really annoyed because I remember I was thinking it. I was sitting... Wait, is that what it was? No, it wasn't. It was, for some reason, okay, I think it's something to do with a kitchen, but I might be wrong. Like, you know how everyone says we have too many toilets, and I agree, I think, like, we have enough toilets. There was a certain thing, and I was like, we need more of that, and now I don't know what it was. One of them that I think we need more of though is, you know, like the semicircle rugs. We have the one from Cats and Dogs and we have the base game one, and I love them. I use them all the time, but I think we need more. We need more semicircle rugs because they work so well, like in front of doors. They are perfect, so we need more of them for absolute sure. But I'm hoping at some point in this voiceover I remember the other thing that I remember as really needing, because it's gonna bother me. It's gonna bother me. I feel like we have a lot of fridges, we have a lot of sinks, kind of. We have a lot of cookers. Maybe it wasn't a kitchen thing, but yeah, there was something. And I was like, we need more of that. That's annoying. I wish I could remember what it actually was. Topic though, something else that I think we should have more of is bath and shower combos. Now I know that we have a lot of bathtubs and we do have a lot of showers, but bath and shower combos, there's maybe four, and I feel like they're the most used ones, at least for me, because if I'm building like a family home, I will do a bath shower combo because, well, that's what I have in real life. I feel like it's really, really good in The Sims though, because it means your Sims can have a bath or they can shower, and that means if they're going to work, you can have them just in for a quick shower. But if you want them to like get creative or playful, you can put them in for a bath. And I really love doing that, but the only ones we have the base game one, we've got the one from Parenthood, and then we've got the, I think there's another base game one. Oh wait, maybe there's five, because there's another base game one, and then I think there's a vampires one, and then we have the other one which is from, if I'm not mistaken, Grown Together. So there's like five. There might be more, but I don't know. I feel like it would be nice to have more of them, like just with different designs. Even like we've got the base game one, even one that looks like that but is a little bit different, just a little bit more intricate maybe. I don't know. I feel like that would be super cool. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know, by the way, if there's something that you're like, we need more of this, because yeah, as I say, I can't remember what it was, and it's bothering me because I'm like, that's really annoying. Like, what was it? But yeah, I know that the rugs was definitely one. But anyway, we have moved on to the second cabin. I don't even know if I've said that yet, but we've moved on. So this one I struggled with just a little bit. Reason being, because I'd already furnished one, I was like, okay, I need to make this look different, but I still want it to look good, but I don't want to use all the same furniture because I feel like that's just very repetitive. So I tried to switch it up a little bit. I changed the floor plan. As I say, all the floor plans are different. And yeah, I just tried my best to make it look a little bit more unique, which I hope it does. I'm actually really happy with this one and how it looks. I tried to add as much clutter as I could as well, just to add to it. Now, I feel like this one looks really, really cozy, and even though I didn't use as many of the new items, I still feel like it turned out really nice. It's slightly bigger because it's on a diagonal, so the way diagonals work in The Sims is a little bit weird. Like, there ends up being more space in the bedroom because I don't really know why. It's just the space works out differently on a diagonal. You're just gonna have to take my word for it, okay? So they've got like a really big bedroom, but that's why there's 4 Sims in here, because we have the space for it. Now, they are bunk beds. I really wanted to use every type of bed in this build. I'm sorry if you just heard my really loud. But yeah, I really wanted to have every type of bed in this build. So we've got the child beds, we've got, yeah, wait, is that right? Yeah. We have the bunk beds with like the metal beds underneath as well. We've got the wooden single beds, and then I ended up using the double beds, the double wooden beds in the like parents' room. Parents? What? The teachers, not the parents. The parents are not here. The parents are at home. The teachers' room. And I didn't actually, now that I'm thinking of it, I didn't use the metal like double bed one, but I used the wooden one. But anyway, yeah, well, I tried to use all of them. I tried my best, but I guess it didn't really work. But yeah, anyway, we've got these beds just here. Now, I remember building this yesterday. I felt like it took me so long to furnish this one room. In fact, this is quite a bit of footage here, but it's a very big room, and designing it for kids is like, doing kids' bedrooms is one of my favorite rooms to build. So I honestly was just having an absolute field day. Plus, there was a lot of fun stuff that I was able to add in here, and I had a lot of space. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like it makes sense, but yeah, sorry if this seems a little bit excessively long. I feel like It makes sense though with the amount of stuff in here, but we've got their little bedside tables. We end up having a desk in here. I also end up including the we got like this really fun it's like a, oh, what is the name of it? It's like an entrance cabinet, an entrance unit. So it has like shoes on it, bags, boxes, things that you would kind of grab as you're leaving the house. I really like those. We got one with seasons, and we got like a cute lead one with the cats and dogs pack where it has like leads on it. So cute, by the way. I love stuff like that. I think we also got a horse ranch one. But yeah, super cute. In fact, I really need to do something with horses again because, sorry, a little bit off topic, but when that pack came out, I really enjoyed it. I remember doing a big farm, and then I did like quite a few little farmhouses. In fact, recently I did a little tiny home. I don't know if recently, but I did one like a few months ago and I really liked it. And I need to do another one because I love playing around with horses. I do actually have like a fun kind of Halloween-y video coming out. And there is a horse in it, but I don't think it's necessarily revolving around horses. Speaking of which, is there any Halloween builds that you would like me to do for the kind of seasons coming up? Because I did have a few ideas in mind. One of them that I was really keen to do is the Addams Family house, like the original Addams Family, because this is something that I feel like I shouldn't even admit, but I'm going to admit it. I only recently watched the Addams Family for the first time this year. And my boyfriend kept telling me, he was like, you need to watch it. Like, and you know, I wanted to, but I just never really got round to it. Like I had seen a lot of clips from it. You know, it's a very old, well, it's not very old, but it's from the 90s. Like I've seen a lot of clips from it, and I just never sat down to watch it. And my boyfriend was like, you know, it's spooky season, we're gonna watch it. And we did, and it was so good. And we're gonna watch the second one. He really likes the second one. He says the second one is his favorite. And yeah, we had watched Wednesday, and I really enjoyed Wednesday. And you know, my mum, my boyfriend's mum, everyone was telling me, they were like, you got to watch the original. And yeah, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. So I was thinking maybe I could do like the house from that, but it's completely like up to yourselves what you want to see. Other things, Beetlejuice, I really need to show my boyfriend Beetlejuice because that's a movie that I've seen but he has not. Yeah, my granddad actually showed me that movie quite a few years ago and I loved it. But yeah, I'm just trying to think of things. The Coraline house, the pink apartments, I would love to do that. Yeah, anything along this line, please just let me know. Imagine them all in the one build. Like, what if we had like the Beetlejuice house, and we had the pink apartments, and we had the Addams Family house. Like, imagine we had all of them. That would be so fun. Definitely chaotic, but that would be fun. I don't know. I was also considering doing a cast video where I maybe do like, you know, some characters from shows, as I say, like Beetlejuice or Wednesday, or what was the other one? Coraline. Imagine doing Coraline. I can't even imagine. But yeah, something like this. I thought that might be fun. But anyway, let me know what you'd want to see. Would you want to see a build? Would you want to see a cast video? Like, it's completely up to yourself. But anyway, we can get back to talking about this. Actually, let me just say, I've been getting a little bit better at casts. I was experimenting recently. I uploaded a short and it was like a black and white short, and I really like how that sim turned out. So you might be seeing a little bit more cast videos from me. Not too many, not excessively, but yeah, definitely something that I'm working on. But anyway, let's talk about the build. So we have just finished with the bedroom and we've been decorating the outside. Now I think I do end up switching out this sofa for the one or like this bench for the bench that we got with the new pack, because I hadn't used it yet and I found it in the catalogue and I was like, oh, maybe I should use that, but I think I switch it out a little bit later. But yeah, I did this today. I remember doing this today, and this was me on my home run. I was like, right, we need to get this build done. And I love building, don't get me wrong, but see, when you have a big project, nothing feels better than getting it done. Like, it's a massive weight lifted off your shoulder. Honestly, it is great. But yeah, I just copy and pasted the bathroom. I hope that's okay. You know what, I always say this, I just don't think bathrooms are very interesting, but I actually really like how I decorated it, so I thought I'll just put it over to this one. But here we're doing the last unit. Now this one, very similar vibe. We've got, you know, the kitchen is in a different place just to spice things up, and we end up having the bedroom at the back. I say the floor plan is different. Like, overall the floor plan is very much the same, but I've moved around stuff in the common space, if that makes sense. Sorry, this is like, I'm doing this video so late that my words are just turning into one. But I feel like there's no excuse, because when I do voiceovers really early, the same thing happens because I'm tired as well. I'm actually tired all the time. I do have an autoimmune disease, so I think that adds to it. But I don't know. Does that add to it? Maybe I'm just a tired gal. Maybe I am just tired, okay? Maybe I don't need a reason. Also, my cat is being so cute right now. I wish you could see him. When I used to stream on Twitch, I used to always say, like, I need to get a cat cam, but it's actually very demanding having 2 cameras at once. Like, my PC, it's good. It's a newer PC. I bought it like a year. Yeah, like 2 years. A year ago. 2. Something like this. But it's, at the moment, it's been a little bit slow. I have so much footage on it that it's struggling. So yeah. Anyway, that was very off topic, but you know, I just thought I would let you know about my PC struggles. But anyway, we are doing the little dining table. Oh, that's what it was. Microwaves. I am so glad that okay. Microwaves. We do not have enough microwaves. I am so glad. I seen the little microwave sitting in the corner, and I was like, that's what I was thinking of. But I knew it was something to do with kitchen. We have 3 microwaves. Now, okay, the microwaves that we have, that one that I've just used, that one is the cheapest one, and to me it's the best one. I do not like the other 2. They look too robot-y vibes. I don't know, I just don't like them. We need more microwaves. We need like a nice sleek one that gives very matchy vibes. Like, I know that we've had a lot of kitchen packs come out, and with them we've gotten things like, you know, was one of them like an ice cream maker. We've gotten like loads of coffee machines. We've got like was it the rice maker with one of them? The hot pot, that was really cool. But we need more microwaves. Where are all the microwaves? Like, this is a genuine problem. And I really hope people agree. I just feel like we need more. And you're probably thinking, but Hannah, that microwave does the trick. Yeah, it does, but we can do better than just doing the trick. We can have fun microwaves, like a fun, I don't know, just a good microwave, okay? You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's like hard to come up with designs for one because they are very similar, but do you know what we need? Toasters. Oh, how have we never thought about this? We need toasters. I've copyrighted that idea. I don't know how to do that, but take my word of mouth. It's my idea. We need toasters. Toasters, do you know what? Okay, you know how people always say if you could come up with a like kit, what would you come up with? Okay, I guess I'm gonna come up with the Smeg kit, and it's gonna have the Smeg fridge, which we kind of already have, but it's gonna look more shiny. We're gonna have the Smeg toaster, the Smeg microwave. Do you get a Smeg? I don't know. But I know that you get a Smeg cake mixer, so we can definitely get one of those. Yeah, I feel like maybe mine should be like kitchen appliances. If I ever had one, kitchen appliances. I feel like there's so much better things that I could have, but I'm just so set on the toaster now and on the microwave that I'm like, we need to have these in the game. And I don't know, it would be cool to add something that we don't have. So yeah. Anyway, that was the biggest tangent, but it was absolutely necessary. Absolutely necessary. Anyway, we got these really cute heaters, these really cute outdoor heaters with this pack. I love them. We actually have these already in the game. We got them with the Dine Out pack, I think it's called. And they're really cute. I really like them. But it's nice to have more because these definitely give more like cabin vibes. So I was really happy with that. And again, just really happy that we could fit in the hot tubs because yeah, I don't know like how often they'd be using them, but it's just a cute thing to have. I feel like it works and it definitely gives that kind of cabin feel. Maybe it doesn't make sense for them to be in this specific kind of camp, but I don't know. I thought it was fun, okay? I thought that it made a little bit of sense. But anyway, this is the last bedroom, you'll be happy to know. So we move on to something different after this because I have been furnishing cabins for an absolute hot minute. I'm hoping my commentary has been enough to kind of tide you over. But yeah, hopefully it's not been too bad. I do try and timestamp things, but sometimes I'm really bad at remembering. So yeah, let me know. Do you prefer when things are timestamped? I think overall it is a little bit better to have it stamped, but anyway, we are just decorating this little space, and this is a smaller room, but I think it turned out really nice. I tried to fit in as much as I could. I was having a little bit of trouble in certain areas when I was furnishing with the camera, like bobbing up and down. And that's something that I turned off before, but I think it automatically turned it back on in an update. And yeah, I just have never turned it back off. But yeah, just wanted to mention it in case you notice anything with camera angles, or yeah, you're just wondering why it looks like that. That is the reason. But yeah, I really like those paddling oars that we got like for the wall. They look so cool. I love these like pictures. I actually really like the dresser. I think it works really nicely. We there was a few things we didn't really get. Like we didn't get a lot of plants, but I think considering the amount of other things that we got, it was not a big deal. Plus, we have a lot of plants in the game already. I wonder if like with packs, I figure they must have a limit on how many items they're allowed. And obviously we got the modular playground. Do you think that that actually took up a lot, or do you think that kind of counted as its own thing? But yeah, because I was thinking about it and like there's a lot of pieces for the modular playground, but I still feel like we got a decent amount of like furniture otherwise. But yeah, also I had just placed the little like imaginary fun time toy thing into each of the cabins. I thought that was nice as well. And here we have moved on to the cafeteria. So I started out with 4 tables, but you will see I do end up removing one and having just 3. Now I do end up moving these down just a little bit because as you can see right now they're in like the middle. I move them down so that I can put a kitchen in here. It just means that your Sims can come in here and actually get food. I did debate putting in like a, what is it called? Like cafeteria, but like an actual cafeteria station. But I decided against it. But you can definitely add that in if you would rather. That's no problem at all. I just, yeah, just decided not to for this one. But yeah, I've got like all the condiments. We've got like the little tea and coffee stations. I think the teachers definitely use those. We've got a little fridge. That is the new fridge that we just got. So I wanted to incorporate that somewhere. And then these little lights are from the outdoor kit as well. It is not a kit. You know, that's something I'm really bad for. I just call everything a kit, even though they're they're not kits at all. I'm just like, yeah, the kit, and not a kit. But anyway, we are doing the little kitchen, and this isn't too exciting, honestly. It's just a little kitchen with a sink. It's got some ovens. We've got a fridge, and yeah, just pretty basic. But yeah, if you wanted to use this build, by the way, like, and you didn't want it to be autumn, I don't think it would be super hard to get rid of all the things I added that are kind of autumnal themed. Mainly it is just like the trees and then the like leaves around the place. So even if you just switched them out for like greener trees and took away those, and then obviously just took away some of the little Halloween decorations, you definitely could do that. I just really wanted it to be themed around Halloween because that's what's coming up, and oh, I'm so excited. I love Halloween. I really, really love Halloween. Like, I think it's so good. I don't know. I used to always say that I was a Christmas girly and not a Halloween girly, but recently I have been definitely more Halloweeny, and I've always been an autumnal girl, but I don't know, I just really liked Christmas, and I still really, really do, but I don't know, I just feel like there's something different about Halloween. I really like it, and I love when we have darker nights, and I know that that's a bit controversial because a lot of people hate it, but I don't know, I like it. Although I will say in summertime when we do have the bright nights, I also do really like that. I think it's nice. I think it just depends. Honestly, I think it just depends. But oh, this was me realizing that we got a really cute piece for that campfire. So it's like a little pot, and it goes over the campfire and they can like make their food on it. I think that's so cute. I'm not too sure if it's functional, but I'm assuming it is. I was thinking it probably works as like a barbecue. But yeah, I might be completely wrong, but I was thinking it most likely does. And here's me doing the archery range. Now this is super fun. I hope you guys like this. It's very simple. I honestly wanted to do more with it, but it's not very big, and also I'm really sorry if you can hear my creaky chair. It is so creaky. I need to put like something on it. Do you know like how to make your chair less creaky? Any suggestions? But yeah, there wasn't too much that I could do with this archery range, so I just kind of did what I could. I put in as many things as I could. I do end up taking them away from the side and like just making them front on. You will see what I mean, but yeah, this was a little bit harder to come up with a design for, but I'm hoping it looks okay. But yeah, what was I talking about just a minute ago? Oh yeah, like the night and the day and the night. Actually, I'm going to Iceland for New Year's, which I'm super excited about. But I believe they get their like their nights get dark, or like their day gets dark at like 4 o'clock, which is very different from here in the UK where it gets dark at like, honestly, it's been getting dark at like 7-ish. Yeah, I want to say like 6:30, 7. It's been getting really dark. So yeah, it's definitely going to be very different, but I'm so excited about it. But as you can see, here's the shooting range. It's, I don't know, no, it's not a shooting range. It's like an archery range. Speaking of which, we were watching Brave the other day. Great movie. Not just because I'm Scottish, but because just a great movie. I love it. I love Meredith. Merida. Do you know why I said Meredith? Because I was watching Grey's Anatomy. Meredith was the name that came to mind. Merida. She's great. She's an icon. But anyway, I added some lockers in here because I figured people probably put their stuff in here and then they go and they do the little archery range. And I also put in these little cats and dogs units, and yeah, I just kind of cluttered it up a little bit. I was very aware of not cluttering it up too much because, you know, in a place like this, you wouldn't want a bunch of stuff lying around because you would just end up shooting the wrong things with your arrow. So yeah, I tried to make it a bit more kind of plain, which I definitely struggled with. I don't like things being too plain, but yeah, I tried my best and I think it was probably the best idea. But I really like how this turned out. I did add some Halloween decorations. I wanted it to feel a little bit spooky, while also still being within that kind of campsy vibe, if that makes sense. But here we have finally moved on to the biggest unit, and this is, of course, as I was saying earlier, like the hub. So this area that I'm starting with, this is like the games room slash like the main hub. So this is where everything is. You do not see me decorate the downstairs bathroom, by the way, but I do decorate it. You'll see the screenshots at the end, but it does end up being dead. But yeah, I decided to use the one fireplace that I hadn't used yet in here. It's more of a modern vibe, so see if you have any plans to do like a modern interior cabin. This is like the perfect fireplace. It is absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, I was really happy with that. I did the inside walls this nice cabiny woods wallpaper. And yeah, as I say, the exterior of this build, I'm not a big massive fan of it. It's not my favourite, I'm not gonna lie. But I really do like the interior, and I think it definitely makes up for the exterior. And as I say, you can definitely switch up the exterior if you want. I would not blame you at all. But anyway, we're doing the inside just now. We're putting some curtains in. I do end up switching these to black, as you can see. Now, this unit doesn't have a kitchen or anything. I wanted it to be that like the teachers also go and eat in the cafeteria, and not just the students. Oh, and I put this big bear rug down now. And did I feel terrible doing this? Yes, I felt so awful. But I like to assume it is faux, because realistically I feel like a bunch of kids like coming to the forest, they probably love animals, they probably love nature, they love animals. I don't think they would want a real bear skin on their floor, so I do think that it's faux. I do not think that it's real, and at least that is what I'm telling myself, because when I first seen that rug I was like, that's so cool, but also, and that's really sad. It's not actually a rug. I think it's a picnic mat, a picnic blanket, a picnic blanket. But yeah, I just used it as a rug, which I think is fine. It should function absolutely fine. My Sims didn't have any trouble like getting around, so I think it should be okay. But yeah, I'm hoping so. But here we are putting some cushions on the sofas. I think this is one of my favorite things that The Sims has added, is like sorry, the cushions, because I don't know, they just really add to things. I really like them. Also, I realized we are nearing like an hour on this video, and I just want to say, if you have actually made it this far, genuinely thank you so much. I appreciate it so much. Again, like if you aren't subscribed, please feel free to. It really helps me out, and yeah, I appreciate you so much. But anyway, I was trying to add a lot to this room. I wanted it to feel super cozy. I wanted it to feel like, you know, they play games here, they have so much fun. I added a lot of things to the walls, not like pictures, but just like fun things. We've got these lights. I feel like these really brought the place together. We've got like a lot of hobby boards on the wall, and just lots of things that I just thought felt very kind of school vibes, very kid vibes. I don't know, just I really like how it turned out. And yeah, as I say, we've got like the little table tennis table and the little foosball table as well. We've got a bookshelf. And yeah, I was just trying to add as much as I could. I wanted it to feel nice and full, which I hope it did. But yeah, I feel like I'm losing my voice. I've been talking for like an hour, which honestly is not crazy for me, because I definitely can talk. I think that's why YouTube works so well for me, or like works well in the sense of like I love it, because I just can talk. My boyfriend actually, he's like, you could talk to yourself for an hour with no response. And I'm like, I know, but also you should be answering me. No, but I don't know. I like to chat. I'm a very chatty person in a good way. I'm also a very, like, it's weird though, I'm a very shy person in real life. I need to stop saying person. I've said person too much. In real life. Well, this is real life. But when I'm out and about, I'm pretty shy. Anyway, I think it's my mind is turning to mush. But anyways, what was I gonna say? We are adding a lot of board games and stuff to here. I really wish they could actually play with the board games. That would be so cool. That's something they should add if they can. But yeah, I added them just as like a decoration to be like they maybe play board games. We've got a TV in here, which I did have to use the tool mod for because otherwise I couldn't have had it where it is. But yeah, I really like the rugs in this room. I think they look super cute. I did add those pillows and then I decided no, so I added this little like ram sheep chair. Now moving on, we are now doing the medical bay. Now originally when I was furnishing this, I decided to keep the walls and the floor the same. I do end up changing them. Not whilst I'm furnishing it, but like a little bit later you'll see me change it. But yeah, just wanted to mention that. But yeah, we make like this a little medical bay unit. I do end up moving that little heart sign to be more above the door. Thought that looked a bit better. But this was me pulling everything out. Now, I did cut it out, but it took me so long to find those beds. I couldn't think of the name there. Those medical beds, it took me so long. I went through Get to Work so many times and then I was like, they're right there. They're literally right there. I started to think like, oh, it's the Mandela effect. There was never any of these and I've just made them up. But no, my eyesight was just not working. But yeah, I've added like a lot of debug items just to make it feel a little bit more realistic. We've got thermometers, we've got the little tongue sticks. I don't know what they're called. Are they called like, no, what are they called? I have not a clue. But then we've got like swabs as well. We've got a little box. I don't know what this is that I put on top of the unit. I thought it was a projector, but it's not, so I'm not sure. It probably said on it, but I cannot remember. But I added one of those. I added a desk, just I thought made it feel a little bit more realistic. But yeah, I was just thinking if any of the kids get hurt, if they fall, if they scrape their knee, if a squirrel bites them because they're being annoying, like the kids, not the squirrel, and then, yeah, they'll probably come here and get it all seen to. But I don't know, I just thought it was a nice, like, realistic addition. And I like to add stuff like this. Usually when I'm doing medical bays, it's because I'm doing a post-apocalyptic build. So yeah, this was a change of pace. I was actually making it look a bit more pristine, a little bit more nice and organized. So I hadn't really done that before. But yeah, I really like how it turned out. I think it's super sweet. There is an x-ray machine here, like an x-ray screen. They probably wouldn't have that, but I don't know. I mean, a kid could fall and break their arm, but hopefully not. Hopefully not. When I was in school, I fractured my left arm 6 or 7 times, and it was always my gran that had to take me to the hospital. Like, oh, it was so bad. One of them, actually, they're quite funny stories, but one of them was I was running away from a wasp, which is weird because I'm not scared of wasps, but for some reason I was scared of this specific wasp, or it might have been a bee, but I love bees, but I don't know, I was a child, so I don't know, for some reason I was super scared of this wasp and I ran. And I fell over my teacher's feet, like she was standing there, and the class was getting ready to go into the building, and I fell over her shoes, and yeah, I fractured my arm. And yeah, I think my arm just became super easy to get fractured because I had done it so many times. But yeah, that was a very embarrassing story. But I find it so funny now. I love telling that story. But anyway, we had moved on from the medical bay and we are now doing the gym. So we actually got, this is pretty cool, we got these little bikes with the new pack, and the bike that's at the top is the instructor's bike. So it cost more and it takes up, well, I think it costs more, and it takes up more space so that they can like lead a class. So I think the way it works is that any bikes that are within the vicinity of like the map that appears on the floor, they're all within the class. So I decided to put in 2 bikes, and I was thinking maybe, you know, this it's not a very big school, as I say, so maybe like 2 students are doing the bikes and then one of the teachers is, you know, the instructor. I just thought that was cute. And then there's a treadmill in there as well, and also some weights, which as far as I know don't work, like they don't actually function. They just are there for show. But yeah, still cool. I think it's still a nice thing to have. And I did add the other weight bench that we have as well, so that there was a little bit of variety. But yeah, here we have the main room. So this is the trophy room. I was thinking maybe like other schools come here and stay sometimes, and maybe this is a mixture of like their trophies and this school's trophies or something like that. I don't know. Maybe some schools come in summer, and then some come for like Christmas, and then some come for like I don't know, maybe there's just like different schools come for different things. But yeah, this one is specifically like a Halloween one. So, you know, they all come for Halloween. I know that I could have done it. I could have done it like lots of different schools, but because I only did 3 little lodges, I just thought it made sense to be one class from the same school. In fact, you know, I was saying earlier how I had tried to do other builds before this one. I actually was gonna do way more lodges. Like originally, I think I did like 6, but one, I mean, it was very excessive. Like it would have taken me so long to furnish. Like I can't even imagine. It would have been like a 2-hour video, and then on top of that, it just took up so much space. And yeah, I think 3 was honestly the perfect amount, but you'll have to let me know what you think. But anyway, we ended up putting this like enclosure in here as well. I love it. It's absolutely huge, by the way, but I really really like it. I've got some fish on the wall, which is a little bit morbid, but I tried to choose like cute fish, like fish that looked really nice and interesting. And then yeah, just cluttered up this space a little bit. And I think we then move on to the upstairs. I believe this is the second last room we do. The last room is like the entrance, which is tiny, but yep. So this room is for the teachers. So they sleep up here. They've got their double beds. And yeah, I gave them double beds to try and visualize the kind of separation between the students and the teachers. I felt like by giving them double beds, it was very obvious that these are for like the adults. And yeah, maybe they just like to have a little bit more room, especially because some of them might be a bit older, like some of them might be more elderly, so they might, you know, feel more comfortable in a bigger bed. I just thought that made a little bit more sense. But yeah, I've got some rugs down, and I actually really love this space. It turns out super super cozy, like much more cozy than I imagined. When I first seen this space, I was like, this is a little bit daunting. It's quite a big space. Even though I'm fitting 3 beds, I've still got a lot of room to work with. But I put down these chairs, the little beanbag chairs. I thought these looked so cute. We've got a bookshelf in here. We end up having a desk. I put a lot of things on the walls once again, and yeah, I'm just super happy with it. I think it turned out so nice. You'll have to let me know what your favorite part of this build was, because I would absolutely love to hear it. Honestly, I really like this building. Apart from the exterior, I love the way the interior looks. Apart from that, I really love the little lodges. I just think they're so cute. I like the idea of the archery place because it's different. I really like that The Sims did add that, like the new kind of what's it called, like wallpaper. So cool, just such a good idea. I really like it, like the whole tent idea. I think it would be really fun to do like a festival, like an outdoor festival, and then have those kind of tents just all around the place. I think that would look so cool. I might make something like that, maybe more for like summer. Because I don't know, is it weird for me to do a summer build in autumn? No, it's not, right? I don't know, it just feels wrong, but I know that it's not. I don't know. Maybe I'll do it soon, or maybe I'll leave it for summer. I don't know, but that's definitely something I would love to do. And I think it would look super cool as well. But yeah, really cool. Again, I love it when the Sims team adds things that I didn't necessarily think of, but it's really, really cool. Like it's a great idea, but I had just never thought of it. I love it. But yeah, I added a lot of fairy lights up here. I had so much space to work with. I was just trying my best to fill it up as best that I could. But yeah, I really like how this turned out. I pretty much made it so that not a single space on the wall is free. Like everything, sorry, everything has, you know, everything. What? Everything? Every space is covered, I was gonna say, but I didn't. I said everything. Everything is everything. But yeah, I'm really happy with this, so I hope you guys like it too. But I think we're gonna move on to the kind of, yeah, this bit, the little entrance area, and then I think this is the last thing that we do. But yeah, we've got that little unit again, we've got this little one by the door as well, and then we've got the little shoes, and I just added a rug, and I think that is pretty much it for this video. So I do just want to say thank you all so much for watching. If you did enjoy it, please make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already, because as I said, it really does help me out. But thank you so much if you did get this far. I really appreciate it, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye.